Hi, I'm Mary Keel, registered dietitian with Shield Healthcare. Today I'm going to be showing you how to use the Infinity EnteraLite feeding pump. The pump doesn't need to be used on a pole, but if you choose to do so, insert the clamp into the back of the pump and attach the clamp securely to the pole. The pump is completely portable, but it will need to be charged. You charge the pump by plugging it into the side. Look for the grooves. If the pump is plugged in, it's charging. And if it's fully charged, the pump will run for more than 24 hours. We recommend that you plug the pump in all night, every night, to ensure that you have adequate battery life in case of power outage or in case you need to use the pump portably. To turn the pump on, press and hold the on-off button until you hear a beep. The pump will run through a series of numbers, and this shows that the pump is calibrating and performing a self-check. The home screen shows the rate. The rate is the speed of the pump given in milliliters per hour. It also shows us that the pump is plugged in and actively charging. To set the rate, press and hold the plus button until you get to the desired number. Please note that from numbers 1 through 10, there's a decimal point, so we need to be sure to go past those to get to the whole number. We'll set the rate for 50. This means that the pump will deliver 50 milliliters per hour. Now we'll set the dose. The dose tells the pump to stop at a particular amount of formula. To get to the dose screen, press the Rate Dose button once, and you'll see that dose is shown on the screen. The dose is the amount of formula given over a particular amount of time. So for instance, if our patient was to receive 50 milliliters of formula over 10 hours, their dose would be 500. 50 times 10 equals 500. To set the dose, press and hold the plus button until you get to the desired number. If you have a feeding that runs continuously or for 24 hours a day, you'll want to set the pump to infinity. Infinity means that the pump will run until you manually turn it off. To set the pump to infinity, press and hold the plus button until it goes past 3000 and reads INF. You will receive 30 formula bags per month. So use one per day or one every 24 hours. Before starting a feeding, please wash your hands, wipe the top of the formula container, and give the carton a gentle shake. Take the cap off of the bag and pour in the desired amount of formula. The formula will be safe to hang at bedside for 4 to 8 hours. Please check with your healthcare provider about how long your formula will be safe at bedside. Next, let's insert the bag tubing into the pump. To open the door, squeeze the latch and the door swings open. Hold the cassette with the flat part of the plastic facing outwards. Stretch the rubber around the black rotor and pull gently to the right until it sets in. When you close the door, be sure that it clicks completely shut. So our next step before we start the feeding is to prime the tubing. You can see that there's no formula in the line, which means that it's filled with air. If we were to start a feeding without priming the tubing, all this air would go into the patient's stomach, which could make them uncomfortable. So to prime the tubing, put the formula in the bag, be sure that your pump is turned on, take the cap off of the end of the tubing, and press and hold the prime button. You will be able to see the formula moving down the line, pressing the air out of the tubing. The pump screen is saying let go to stop. It doesn't mean right now, it means when you've completed the priming. At this point, you can connect the tubing to your patient's gastrostomy tube or extension set and start the feeding. Now it's time to begin the feeding. To start a feeding, press the Run Pause button once. You'll hear a beep, and you'll be able to see the run icon circling. If at any time during the feeding you need to pause it, press the Run Pause button once. To resume a feeding, press it again. We hope that you found this general pump overview helpful. If you have any questions, please contact a member of your healthcare team. Thank you.